Hi, welcome to Colorful Crochet. I'm Susan. This video is going to be Christmas in July part 2 because I have a lot more yarn that has the Christmas holiday colorways and would be perfect for holiday projects that we should start thinking about probably right now because we don't want to get caught off guard in October and realize we wanted to make teacher gifts and gifts for our families, or we wanted to have decorations for our own home and we just don't have time to finish it all. So I thought I would go through some of these yarns, and first off I went to Herrschners.com and they had a few different holiday specific yarns, and the first one I have is the worsted holiday sparkle yarn. So this is the most like classic, and it has a silver sparkle tinsel kind of wrapped around the colored yarn. This is a 4-weight, 92% acrylic, 8% polyester, recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook. You can wash and dry in the machine, which is awesome considering it's got that metallic sparkle. It is made in China, 8 ounces, 226 grams, 489 yards, and 448 meters. So this is Holly Berry. And you can see I have a swatch here somewhere. Yeah, and I did, I'm going to have to start blocking these swatches so they don't curl so much. But it's just single crochet, double crochet, and then I did a ripple stitch. I think it's really pretty. It's kind of like a darker green and a lighter green in there. And these yarns don't really, they're self-striping. They're not variegated. They have the longer color intervals. And they don't really have a lot of color bleed, but on some of the colors, I can tell it gets a little, see, it gets a little dark in the transition, but it's not bad. And this cream has a very nice like little speckle of greens and reds in there. And you know, that little dot you could cut out if you didn't like that little darkness in the color. So it's soft. It's not super soft. You can definitely feel the sparkle in it a bit. It's kind of on par with a Red Heart I want to say itty bitty Red Heart bitty stripe yarn in the softness, I think. So for a blanket it'll be great, and it didn't irritate my hands as much as the one in the first Christmas in July video. I think there's 6 of these, and you can buy them for a little bit more of a deal if you buy 4 of each. 4 of a single color. I think they have packs at Herrschners.com. And then they also had a pack of all 6 of these colors together. So 1 skein of each. So that's what I did. And this is Sugar Plum. All the stats are the same as far as fiber and length. So this has more of a maroon and a salmony pink, an orangey red, a darker red, almost like a lavender pink. And this is sugar plum, right? Yeah. And my sample is this one's a little bit bigger. Oh, and it does have the tab. I left that on there so I could remember that it has the center pull tab. And this is singles and doubles and a little bit of a V-stitch at the top. So you can see that little darkened transition. So this one is a little bit different. It's flocked tree. This is beautiful if you decorate with greens and grays. If you made like a tree, Christmas tree for your mantle, would be really nice in this colorway. Olive, lighter gray, lighter green, tan, and cream. And I think this would look good if they had a golden tinsel kind of wrapped around that instead of silver. I mean, the silver looks pretty also, but I think gold would bring it to another level. Maybe you could hold it together with a really thin gold yarn. And this is my swatch here. I think I did singles, doubles, triples. I think I did back loop, and then I went into a basket stitch, which I think is really nice looking. That would look beautiful at, like a scarf in this basket stitch. It feels nice worked up. I think it's nice and soft. It just gave me just the tiniest bit of irritation when I was working with it. I just could feel it. And so if you crochet for long periods of time, which I tend to do, probably is not the greatest thing for you. You should take breaks, but you know, do what I say, not what I do, right? I would make a scarf out of this. I would make a blanket. I don't know if I would make, I mean, I guess I would make a sweater. I think it would feel nice. You might want to put a tank underneath it, but the next colorway is Holiday Elegance. And this also would look really good with gold. Again, with the tans and the light green and the olive green and maroon. This is kind of like the flocked tree, except it adds in the maroon. So this is my swatch here of cream and light green and regular green. It goes into a crawler stitch. If you watch Creative Grandma, that's Cody's favorite stitch, I think, with his swatches. So that is very similar colorway. Here, it just adds in the maroon and the silver. And then I think this one is my favorite, is Sweet Tinsel. So it does have kind of a candy look to it with the cream and the red and more of a jade green and a lighter mintier green with the silver. And here's my swatch of singles, doubles, and a granny stitch. And something to talk about here, because I can see it, is this didn't bother me when I was crocheting, but you can see that the tinsel separates. Maybe I can find one that's on like a darker color. Yeah, so say on this skein, the tinsel that's wrapped around it, I call it tinsel, but the silver metallic yarn does not stay. I don't know if you can see that it separates. So it doesn't irritate. It didn't bother me when I was crocheting it, and it certainly stayed fine in these swatches. But if you were going to do some sort of fringe and cut it at the end, you would have a separate metallic yarn and colored yarn. It wouldn't stay wrapped. So just keep that in mind in case that's part of your project or what you wanted to do with this yarn. So again, this was Sweet Tinsel. And I thought that was nice. I like those colors. And the last one of this kind of yarn is Frosty, and it's a blue and gray cream, and the blues are like a light blue, a medium blue, and a darker steel blue. But they kind of do all the work for you. Those tones work so nicely together. And the swatch is, I believe I did single crochets, double crochets, and then the alpine stitch. So, and this worked up really nice. It has a good feel to it with this thicker stitch. So I would definitely make something out of that. Beautiful Hanukkah tones, or just any time of year that you want, you know, like a winter sweater, or, you know, just got that icy vibe. Okay, so those are all of those worsted sparkle yarns from Herrschners. The other line of yarn from Herrschners that was holiday themed is this Festive Fusion. And there's 4 different colorways of this. And so this is really nice and bright. This is a 4-weight, a very thick 4, like a poofy roving style yarn 4. And it is very loosely twisted 2 strands of yarn. So the interesting thing about these colors is that it, for most of these skeins, has one main color, like in this one it's white, the yarn that goes all the way through, and then the secondary yarn is the one that shifts. Red, green, like a blue, and a purple, twisted around the white. So it's 100% acrylic, and it's 7 ounces, 200 grams, 370 yards, 340 meters. Recommends a 5mm hook, machine washable and dryable, made in Turkey. It's very squishy and soft in the skein. Worked up, it's not as soft. It kind of has like a wool feel, even though it's 100% acrylic. So this would be a good choice for somebody who likes that wool or wants that wool feel and look, but is allergic to wool. So that's just my observation, that once it's worked up, it really feels a little bit more woolly. So this is the swatch I made up for this colorway, and this is Holly and Berries. So even though this is a marled look to the yarn because the 2 colors are twisted around each other, it is a striping marled yarn, so it's not variegated. It has a longer colorway of red, and then it goes into a maroon and a green, and then a darker green, and a blue, and a purple, like a gray blue, and a violety purple berry color. So, and if you want to see what I mean about this yarn is, if you can separate it really easy. It didn't split, but you can definitely untwist it if you wanted to. And it's got this poofy roving texture, almost like a unwoven cotton ball. So that is, you can see how the colorways as they transition though are nice. They aren't really stark because the way the red goes into a darker red before going into a green, which goes into a darker green. So it's a kind of a seamless transition there. So that's Holly and Berries. I really like that. A little bit on the busy side, so maybe to put it with just pure white or another primary color would be nice. I have also this colorway, which is Ruby Pines. Very foresty, fall going into the winter trees, with the main color of the yarn being that olive green, and then it twists around with a brighter green, a brighter red, that steel blue, and violet purple, plum colored. And this works up a little bit on the darker, moodier side. So this is the swatch I have, which is granny square. So maybe broken up with a brighter color if that's your choice, or just keep it dark. They look lovely together. So that's a granny square of Ruby Pines. Then we have This one is Holly Jolly. And with this one, we have the main color being the maroon red, the darker red, twisted with a brighter red, a bright green, and that purpley plum color. So this one only twists around 3 different colors that I can see. So the other ones had 4, and this one has 3 different variations as it goes through the yarn. And you can see sometimes like that twisted color, the secondary color is the white of that color kind of pokes through. So it looks a little bit speckled. And you can tell it more in the swatch where I did like a fan stitch. But the white part, you can see some speckles of white with the secondary colors. So it's red with green, red with an orangey red, and a red goes with, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a violety, plummy purple. And then I did a double crochet up here too. Yeah, so that's the red kind of colorway. And then this one is very different. This is Mistletoe Magic. And what's different about this is that all the other colorways, all 3, had a main color and then secondary colors wrapped around. And this one goes completely different. Like they don't have a main color. It's like white and taupe, red and green, yellowy green with the orangey red, bluish teal with purple. So it kind of mixes it all up. And here's my sample here of single and double crochets, and then Brianna K's wheat stitch. But they're very different, like red and green, and then it goes right into that lime and orangey color, taupe and green, white and green, taupe and green again, like a purpley green. So this one's just a little bit different, that it doesn't have that one strand of color that goes all the way through. And the next ones I have are from Premier, and this is the newest yarn I have. I believe it's the Premier Basic DK Multi, and this is in their Yuletide colorway. And this is darker green, a sage green, orangey red, a darker red, and gray. And this is a 3 lightweight, 264 yards, 242 meters, 2.99 ounces, 85 grams, 100% acrylic. Recommends a 4mm hook, machine wash warm, tumble dry. And it's Yuletide. And the swatch I have is single crochets, double crochets, and some granny stitches. It's a little bit on the busier side. This is definitely a variegated yarn with shorter color bursts, and it, I believe, is conducive to color pooling and color, what do you call it? Planned pooling. So I don't really know how to do that, but that can be looked up. And then I think if you work this up with some solids, it would be really pretty. Maybe put some white in there. I think it's the gray that throws me off and kind of dulls this color story down a little bit for holiday. But it's very drapey, it's soft. It would be nice for a garment if you like these colorways. And they do have a lot of new colors kind of named for different seasons and different holidays as the year goes by. So that's that DK. And then the next one is from Premier. It's the Spun colors, and this is not officially a holiday yarn or named anything holiday-ish. It's called Poppy, but with these cranberries and pine greens and evergreens and whites, and actually has some like bronze and gray. I just thought it said elegant holiday to me. So I thought I would try it out and see if in person it looked good, and it does to me. I love it. So this is my ripple stitch. I think this would make a beautiful cardigan or scarf. I just like that silver and bronze really elevate it, make it different, with just enough touch of Christmas colors to make it festive. So I really love this, and it is 419 yards, 384 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams. This is 65% acrylic, 35% fine superwash merino. Recommends a 5mm hook. It's a 4 medium weight, hand wash, lay flat to dry. So it's a little fussier than the other yarns, but I think maybe worth it. So I like that a lot, and it can, it's a little bit thin for a 4, I think, but it's technically a roving yarn, so I'm sure as I would work through it, I'd come to thicker parts, and it frogs just fine. And I'm definitely going to make a project out of this. So, all right. Oh, it stuck a little bit, but yeah. All right, there it goes. So take a little bit of care with it, but that's that. And then we do have 2 other Premier yarns here. Well, 2 colorways of the Premier Home Cotton. Wanted to try this out with the holiday colorways. Well, they're not holiday. Well, the red and green speckle colorways, which unfortunately I think are possibly sold out because they were clearanced, discontinued, and on their big sale. But I really did like these. And in comparison, it's like night and day to the Lily Sugar and Cream or the Loops and Threads home cotton that I used, which was 100% cotton. This has 15% polyester, so that helps it out. This is 96 yards, 88 meters, 1.94 ounces, 55 grams. Yeah, 85% recycled cotton, 15% polyester. It's a 4-weight, machine wash warm, tumble dry, low heat. So I made these little coasters, little holiday coasters, and I think they're so adorable. I love them. And I will make a few more of them out of the yarn I have left. For coasters, the cotton should absorb any condensation and be just fine. So I love the feel of this. It was easy to work with. I really enjoyed that. So that is definitely on my list of more, if I needed to do home projects, I would definitely go for that. And I know they have a ton of colorways, so you can find something you like, I'm sure, with that. And just for fun, this is not a variegated or self-striping colorway. I wanted to just check out this anti-pilling everyday worsted luster. I bought it a while back and I hadn't tried it yet. It's 174 yards, 160 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 94% anti-pilling acrylic, 6% rayon. It's a 4 medium weight and recommends a 5.5mm hook, I think. Machine wash warm, tumble dry, which is wonderful with the metallic in there. And I'm definitely going to use this for holiday projects, so I thought I would try it and see how I liked the feel. It's super soft. I don't feel the metallic yarn at all compared to some of the other ones we've tried. And I did this really cute eyelet stitch. Isn't that pretty? And the stitch definition is so nice and just the right amount of shine. So I had no problem working with this. I didn't feel the metallic thread at all. So this is a great choice if you have sensitive skin but want that shine and the sparkle. Because I do. I want that shine and sparkle, but I don't want it to be, I want crocheting to be fun while I'm doing it, right? I don't want it to be hurting me. I don't want it to irritate my skin. So I think that is all I have that's new. We will definitely have some more Christmas in July content coming up before the end of the month. I think with this Festive Fusion, I might make some granny squares or put these all together in a project because they all seem to have at least one tone, that one color in common. So even though that white one seems a little bit maybe out of I don't know. I'm not sure if the white one will work, but it does have that bright green and the red in it. So I might just try to do a project with all 4 of those together. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, why not? Why not experiment and try to be creative and do something different? So I think that's my plan right now. Let me know what you think about that. And I want to know, what was your favorite yarn here? Do you like these colorways? Do you tend to go for traditional holiday colors? Do you like golds or silvers, or do you just go all white? Or do you go pink? Who knows? So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And I always appreciate every comment. I love reading them. I love the feedback. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.